Alright, everybody, welcome back. It's your boy, County Check, back again, bringing you a sparkly, fresh, snowy gameplay today from the winter wonderland that is Ohio in the United States of America. Today I will be flying the F-82 twin Mustang, which I know nothing about other than it has two fuselages and a shared wing and a twin boom and mucho gunno. It's got more guns than the Fast and Furious operation. Yeah, sorry. Thinking about Fast and Furious wasn't funny. I live in a country where my rights to my self-defense are codified in the Constitution, that the government cannot take them from people. Yet they demonize regular gun owners all the time and try to do things to make it harder and worse for just regular standard gun owners. It's like taking swords in medieval times. It's not going to cause less death because the people who will follow the law aren't out killing people. We're just sitting at home playing Warthunder and posting videos to YouTube, and or walking around in public praying to God. Today's the day. You don't have to defend yourself from some crazy person. 100% our problem in this country is mental health. Nobody likes to talk about it. Nobody wants to accept it. It's a delicate topic. You know how human beings as a society are. As soon as they encounter something that is ugly or that they don't like or repugnant to them, they immediately look over their other shoulder to see if something more interesting is going on, while completely forgetting about whatever need or horror they just witnessed. Oh man. Oh boy, first shots. Well, I got 'em, lads. Drop in the comments below if you know what's the goods on the range for this. Should I just go ahead and put it at 400 like I usually do for 50 cals? I mean, I have a friend who swears by 600, but I don't think I'm as cool as him, so I feel like I like to make it closer, thus giving me, you know what I mean, less judgment to make, because if that makes sense, like the more distance you have to your convergence, the more distance there is involved in the judgment you make as to whether you will hit or not. So by shortening that, it's like less material for your brain to computate. All through my growing up, I basically had the magic power of low computation, high retention. So it like takes me time to produce my own personal individual thoughts, if that makes sense. Like it takes me some rumination and some serious gear turning up in the noggin department before I can get the transmission of my thoughts into gear. It would be like a night and day difference if I wrote these things and then spoke them to you. You would think I was a completely different person because my writing style is different from my thinking and speaking style. And not sure if I'll ever do that, but I may. I'm trying to enliven this channel because it can be kind of dull. I mean, what I've got going on for me is people either watching to see me fail, people watching hoping I will finally just be able to play at the basic level of this game, and people who've taken a liking to me and I'm kind of like friends with. Like, that's my audience. And so That's basically the reason that I try to learn and stuff my head with as much knowledge as I can. The reason I have it's like a low current thought processing power, is because I have a high retention and high memory processing, if that makes sense. So it's like if you pictured spheres inside of each other, like a nested spheres, like a Matryoshka doll, right? That's sort of how my thinking is, and each sphere has all the knowledge in that sphere from the sphere inside of it. But the spheres are varying levels of what I consider authentic or true. So on the very outside sphere is completely unvetted information. The next sphere inside that would be stuff that, put the logic test to, the scrutiny test to. Then the next sphere in would be stuff that I've run by my ability to comprehend reality and other people's opinions and points of view, and to sort of extrapolate between that was a nice shot. Extrapolate between what can you know? You know what I mean? Because humans seem to think that they can know anything that's out there to know, but there's some knowledges that will burn your mind, that will it'll be too much for you to understand, or the underlying framework of the universe and the complexity of the entirety of existence, which goes beyond the universe into other dimensions, is more than a brain matter in this dimension can understand, can comprehend, and then work with that information too. And so that's sort of how my brain works, like these nested spheres. And at the very core, it's like a super small amount of information. But the outer spheres have gotten huge because I have an addictive personality, and one of the things I'm addicted to is reading and watching informational YouTube videos on 2x speed, leaning forward with my mouth open, like, drooling and just taking it in. Like, that's how I do it. There are very few people I don't watch on 1.5 or 2x speed. I think when I watch Warthunder videos, I don't speed those up. You know what I'm saying? But when I watch people doing citizen archaeology and or math explanations, science explanations, like Simone Giertz, Paul Cook. Yeah! Intrusive Thoughts 1 there. I believe that was frowned upon in the war. They didn't like it when you did that. And I can see why. It's rather rude, Bro already jumped out. Here we go. Forward slip. Look at the arcade UFO-ness in this plane. Come on, let's lose that speed, lads. Lose the speed. Cut it. Cut it out. If any of you watching or listening has this plane, let me know what you think about it. It seems to me like one of those planes that you want to be awesome, but then like it doesn't fit the meta, and you'll never be handed in this game a mission that would be anywhere near similar to what this would have been used for, which I imagine that it probably didn't even see combat or anything like that, and this is just one of those unicorn planes that Warthunder likes to stuff in the game. I mean, I have criticisms of this game, but that doesn't stop me from loving it, because that is my natural reaction to everything. As a male, I love everything. Even things that I don't necessarily approve of, like things in people that I don't necessarily approve of, I still try to greet those with love. Sometimes I fail, but it's my My natural state is being in a loving state. I'm very much INFJ, so I can look at all the problems of everything in the world and completely understand exactly what would need to be done in order to achieve the maximum optimal outcome. Yet, when I try to elucidate my thoughts and feelings to another human being, it is with the utmost difficulty that I make myself understood. It's not like I'm smarter than anybody else. I'm definitely not that. It's that my brain works differently in the way that I retain, process, edit, and then am able to recall or not memory. All of the memories that I have. And I've got more memories of learning than I do existing, right? And I can look back and remember separate instances of my mother reading me what amounted to my favorite book in childhood. Here's one for you, lads. If any of you have children, I'd say under the age of 10, and mine are too old to read to, being 23 and 24. Jesus, when did I get so old? There is a picture book that exists, and it's called The Monster at the End of This Book, written by a gentleman named John Stone. And when I worked at the library, it was literally my favorite book to hand out to kids. Like, I loved it when, like, the parents would pull up and stand outside with the little baby in the stroller and send their, 5, 6, 7, 8-year-olds in to be like, ask the man to help you find a book. It does not fail that I tried to give them John Stone's There's a Monster at the End of This Book. It excited me to the point that I still remember, like, different times of my mother reading it to me, like 7 or 8 different times. And it's very good. The main character of the book is lovable old furry Grover. If you remember Sesame Street, he was the skinny blue monster. And I don't want to spoil anything for you, but if you read the book, there's a monster at the end of the book. Plus, when you read it, you'll see what I mean if you ever do. Make sure that you dramatize turning each page, like it requires much effort to do so, and then do it quickly, but try not to tear it. Yeah. Excellent book, man. But then I can't remember, say, like, I flew with my friend last night and I was like not really in the mood to fly, but I wanted to fly with my buddy, you know what I mean? And it's like I did so badly that I feel like I reduced the quality of the situation for both of us. Even though I still got enjoyment from just, like, participating with my friend, it's like, I don't know how to describe it. I was in the wrong mindset and couldn't achieve anything and just kept failing out and wanted to blame the planes I was flying when I know it's my fault, It's not easy on yourself when you're a brutal realist. What? Where'd my engine go? But yeah, it's always embarrassing for me when I realize that I've been a turd or something like that, because I want to think highly of myself, but I know better. Wow. Pieces of the plane. Anyway, I hope I've made some kind of sense in this video and helped you to think about something different or think about the world from a different point of view. I hope that you can get as much enjoyment as I do from the viewing of this material that I do producing it. You know, I enjoy making these. I love hearing from people. I like the small community that I've made, kind of, with the help from Grandma, getting me on the Discord and all of that. And yeah, don't forget to love things, guys. I know we live in a world where violence and meanness are rewarded, but you can be rewarded much more by just being loving. It's not unmanly. You can be loving and still like knives, fire, guns, and stuff like that. I know I do. Looks like we're about out of tickets, lads. If you've been here with me watching, I sore appreciate you. Reckon you could do me a favor and like, subscribe, comment, share the video with your mother. All of these things are very nice, very nice. But the most important message that I have for you is that I hope you have a good day and that you don't let anything get you down. It's not worth it. This is County Check signing off, and we will see you on the next one. Look at that, I got 15 KSL for losing.